The illusion of fake it till you make it. Not everything that looks like pretense is falsehood. Sometimes it's faith in motion. Take a deep breath and realize it's not about fooling yourself. It's about aligning yourself. Repeat after me. I act as someone who already is, not as someone who is still waiting. There's a common misconception that paralyzes many people, believing that acting as if is the same as pretending. I too have feared appearing insincere, as if I were playing a role that wasn't mine. But the spiritual truth is that all transformation begins with an act of faith, and faith is precisely acting before seeing. Pretending is escaping reality. Acting as if is expanding it. When I understood this, I realized that my fear of being inauthentic was actually a fear of seeing myself as bigger than I was used to. Faking it until you make it sounds like a disguise, but acting as if is about putting on the future God has already placed within you. It's about honoring the vision before the world recognizes it. It's not about denying the pain, the debt, or the doubt. It's about looking at all of this and saying, even so, I act like someone who has already overcome. Change doesn't begin when circumstances change. It begins when you change how you position yourself within them. It's when you decide to live in alignment with the promise, not the problem. And that's where many get lost. They try to change their actions without transforming their internal state. Acting as if isn't about forcing behaviors. It's about emotionally aligning with the vibration of what you want to manifest. It's about thinking, feeling, and walking as if you've already arrived, even if your feet are still at the starting point. The spiritual basis is echoed in psychology and neuroscience. The brain doesn't clearly distinguish between what is experienced and what is vividly imagined. This means that when you embody your desired self, your body and mind begin to reconfigure themselves for this new reality. It's faith-activating biology. So it's not pretense, it's divine rehearsal. It's living in prophecy. It's saying with your actions, I know who I'm becoming, and I'm stepping forward to receive it. Acting as if is the language of the future speaking through you. And every gesture consistent with this identity is a seed planted in the soil of reality. So the first step isn't convincing yourself you've already arrived. It's allowing yourself to walk as if you believe. Pretending is fear in disguise. Acting as if is faith in motion. And that difference changes everything. What you believe, your brain builds. What you repeat, your body incorporates. Close your eyes and feel. Every thought has a form. Every emotion has a sound. You are shaping your reality now. Repeat after me. My body is the temple of my belief, and my mind is the altar of my creation. When I began to understand the power of neuroscience combined with faith, I realized something profound. God gave us a brain capable of responding to imagination as if it were reality. This is the miracle of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself based on what you think, feel, and do. With each repeated thought, you reinforce a neural bridge that supports your new way of being. Faith, then, ceases to be something mystical and becomes a biological mechanism. Every time you envision a future and act in accordance with it, your nervous system registers this pattern as true. It's as if acting as if were an internal reprogramming code where the invisible begins to become tangible. Another powerful ally in this process is the reticular activating system, RAS, a network in the brain that filters what you perceive. It's the gatekeeper of your attention. When you decide to act as if, the RAS begins to highlight, amidst the chaos, everything that confirms your new identity. In other words, you literally start to see more opportunities because you've taught your brain to look for them. This is why many people see miracles where others only see coincidences. It's not luck. It's spiritual focus tuned to purpose. The universe responds to vibrational coherence, and the brain is the translator of this alignment. When emotion, thought, and action move together, external reality begins to reflect this internal unity. Emotional congruence is key. It's not enough to simply think positively. You must truly feel what you want to manifest. If you repeat words of abundance but feel fear and scarcity, your body vibrates in contradiction. The mind creates the map, but it is emotion that energizes the destination. So when I talk about acting as if, I'm not talking about theatricality, but about spiritual physiology. It's literally a reconfiguration of the self. You teach the body what it means to thrive, to love, to win, and it responds with new hormones, new postures, new synapses. Faith is science in divine action. So when you declare, "I am prosperous," It's not just a phrase, it's a neurospiritual command. You're instructing your brain to find, create, and sustain the corresponding state. Embodiment is the marriage of biology and prophecy, where the word becomes flesh. Before we dive into the next topic, practical steps to embrace your desired self. Leave in the comments what's most awakening you within. I want to know what's vibrating there on your journey. Also, take the opportunity to like this video. It shows the universe that you're ready to manifest your new reality, and feel free to share. Spreading light is also a way of manifesting. Now, take a deep breath, because the next topic is a game changer. Let's discover together the practical steps that align your energy with the self you were born to be. Are you ready? Then come with me. Practical steps to adopt your desirable self. You do not become what you desire. You become what you embody. Breathe slowly. Feel your body, your presence, your intention. Let the future breathe through you. Repeat after me. I now act like the version of me that God once dreamed I would be. All change begins with identity, not the outcome. So before you try to achieve something, ask yourself, who is the me that lives this reality that I desire? When you identify the behaviors, thoughts, and feelings of this higher version, you begin to have a spiritual map of your new self. And this map needs to be lived, not just studied. The first step is to observe your I desired in detail. How he wakes up, how he moves, how he reacts to challenges. Is he calmer, more confident, more disciplined? Imagine that this version already exists and wants to be expressed through you. Each consistent action is an invitation for this higher self to take over. Daily visualization is one of the most powerful tools for this. Don't visualize from afar. Live the scene in the present. Feel the touch of achievement, the sound of celebration, the smell of freedom. The brain records these sensations as real memories, and the universe begins to conspire to align opportunities with this internal vibration. Another essential practice is the as if diary write every day, as if you were already experiencing what you desire. For example, today I am grateful for the ease with which I approach my work, or every day I become more confident and prosperous. By writing like this, you train your nervous system to normalize abundance, rather than seeking it with anxiety. At first, it may feel strange, like putting on a new outfit that still needs to fit. But with consistency, the habit becomes second nature. This is where the prophetic meets the practical. Small daily actions, repeated with intention and emotion, create a spiral of coherence that sustains the new state of being. And remember, it's not about changing everything at once, but about acting today according to the future you want tomorrow. Every coherent micro-decision is a vote for your new self. Act as if is the altar where faith translates into behavior. So, wear your promise. Walk like one who already possesses it. Talk like one who already lives it. And feel like one who has already conquered it. The universe responds to the clarity of those who aren't trying to be, but are allowing themselves to be. The invisible is confirmed when the visible is transformed. Take a deep breath and remember an area of your life that's crying out for progress. Do you feel the call? That's where acting as if wants to emerge. Repeat after me. I act now as someone who already carries the result of his faith. It was in practice that I understood the power of acting as if. I remember the day I decided to position myself as a leader, even without a title, an audience, or validation. I began to listen more, resolve issues instead of complaining, and speak clearly. Shortly thereafter, I was asked to lead a project. It wasn't luck. It was consistency demonstrating authority. In relationships, this principle revealed itself even more profoundly. I waited to be loved so I could feel worthy. Until I understood. True love arises when you behave as if you were already complete. I stopped seeking proof and started offering presence. As my inner self shifted, my connections began to reflect this new frequency. I also saw this happen with a woman who wrote to me after a talk. She was living in debt and unmotivated until she began acting as if she had already prospered. She organized her accounts, dressed with dignity, and was grateful every day for what she hadn't yet seen. 6 months later, she had opened her own business. She told me, it wasn't an act, it was prophecy in motion. This principle also transforms careers. A young entrepreneur decided to behave as if he already led a large team. He studied, planned, and treated each client with excellence. Within a year, the business tripled. The outside world only confirmed the new internal structure. The key is here. The universe responds not to what you want, but to what you embody. Act as if is an energetic permission. It's you telling the quantum field, I am now ready to support what I ask for. And when you're ready. So remember, faith isn't sitting around waiting. It's moving toward what's already yours. It's the language of the Spirit translated into behavior. Maintaining the as-if mindset. What manifests itself to those who begin, multiplies to those who persevere. Take a deep breath and feel. Time is not an obstacle, it is a refinement. Repeat after me. I hold on to my faith even when the evidence is silent. Sustaining the as-if mindset is the most sacred part of the journey, because the beginning is exciting, but the middle demands rootedness. The old mind tries to return, fears resurface, doubts whisper. This is where the true self reveals itself, the one who remains true to the promise, even when the visible doesn't confirm it. I've lived this. There were days when it felt like everything was going backward. And the Spirit taught me, constancy is the bridge between the invisible and the inevitable. When you act as if you continue to believe, even when weary, you honor the divine process. Time doesn't punish you, it prepares you. Every setback is an opportunity to reaffirm who you choose to be. When everything seems at a standstill, it's the universe testing whether your new self is conviction or convenience. The secret is to remain in vibration, not in vigilance. Believing isn't controlling, it's trusting. Strength lies in small daily actions, rising with purpose, speaking with gratitude, giving thanks before seeing. These attitudes shape the vibrational field that sustains manifestation. Greatness isn't born on stage. It's born in the quiet routine. And when discouragement sets in, change the question. Instead of, why hasn't it happened yet? Ask, what is this moment teaching me about who I'm becoming? This way, the challenge stops being an enemy and becomes a teacher. Over time, effort becomes nature. You no longer have to act as if. You simply end the future self and the I. Present self become one. And it is at this point that the prophecy is fulfilled. What was faith becomes fact. Then declare out loud, I act as I already am. Because the entire universe bows before those who live in coherence with what they believe. If this message spoke to your spirit, comment, "I act like someone who already is." And remember, acting as if is not pretense. It is prophecy in progress.